Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gents. You guys saw in the last video, we went ahead and got those taillights looking spiffy, looking brand freaking new. Car is still out at paint. We should be getting it very, very soon. When it gets back, I think the first thing that I want to actually do is put the windshield on and the rear quarter glass windows on. Obviously the trunk is going to be on the car as well. And the one thing I've been dreading and been putting aside for a bit is the sunroof. Now the reason I want to put everything what I just mentioned on is because I want the car to be fully covered and secured so that no animals, no too much moisture doesn't get inside, you know, all that stuff, so that the interior can kind of stay clean, because I eventually got to put in the interior. But first I want to put everything on the outside. So as you guys know, this is my old sunroof assembly that came with the CRX. That right there is my newer sunroof assembly that I bought offline from someone who I know personally. And then if you guys have been following, I don't know where the hell it's at. Oh, it's right here. That right there is the glass that we're going to be putting for our sunroof. Now, I've never messed with a sunroof assembly, especially from a CRX. So I really am going into this blind. I really have no idea what the hell I'm doing. But there's a certain part of this old sunroof assembly that I need to get off in order to put it onto the one that is in the container. Eventually put the glass into the sunroof assembly. So this may be a total fail, or this may be a successful video, but we're gonna give it a try. So I think what I'm gonna do is set up the workhorses, put this sunroof assembly on, and see what we have to do to try to get that off. But before I do that, I'm going to grab the glass and also grab a sunroof that I bought a long time ago, like the sunroof panel itself, and I just want to measure to make sure that they are the right size and I didn't get sent the wrong size glass. So let's measure that real quick. Okay, yeah, we're good. You guys can see the glass is sitting right on top of the old sunroof top, the metal part, and it is the same size, which is good. So it might be hard to understand what I'm gonna try to explain, but I'm gonna do the best that I can. If you guys notice on this assembly, this is just the top part itself, the actual sunroof itself. There's bolts here, right? There's little threaded nipples here. On the glass that I have, the person I bought it off of, it already came with the threaded parts on the glass. So if you guys see, there's already a plate that's been, you know, adhered with some type of adhesive to the actual glass itself. So it has the threaded parts. Now, if we come to my newer sunroof assembly, there's nowhere to actually put those parts, those threaded nipples. Now, if you look here, it's very hard to tell, but you can see one there. There's another one there. There must be a track that sunroof goes onto that is missing from here. So that track will then go on to, I believe it's this little guy right here, which slides the sunroof back and forth. Now I could be wrong, but I'm almost positive that that's what it is. It goes into this little sliding mechanism here, and that is what I need to try and get off of this old sunroof assembly. Now again, I really honestly don't know exactly what I'm doing. So it's just going to be a lot of trial and error. And you guys are just here for the ride to either laugh at me or enjoy what I'm doing. It's very, very hard to tell. But if you look under my hand, there's a little track. It's very hard to tell, guys. So you may not. Let me see if I can zoom in. There's a little track right there, right here. That is what I need to get off in order to put it onto the newer assembly. How am I going to do it? I have no idea. My thought process is maybe to take off this newer motor, right? Put it onto the old assembly. See if I can get it to open or move, and then maybe I can get that track off. This is obviously not going to get used again. So if for any reason I cannot get this track to open and I have to like cut stuff out to get to it, I'm going to have to do that, because once I get that track off, this whole entire assembly is going to the garbage. So I don't think taking the motor off and putting it on is going to do anything, but we'll go ahead and give it a try. But I brought my tools so that if that doesn't work, we're just going to start disassembling this as much as possible and get into any bolts or whatnot that we can to try and take it off, because I really don't know another method right now. So just by looking at it, you can even see that right here, that little like threaded part where it's supposed to twist, it's supposed to like turn to bring the sunroof in and out. It's so rusty that even putting that motor on here, it's not going to do anything, guys. So just going to try to disassemble this roof as much as possible, man, and see if we can get to the slider that we need to. I'm literally just going to try to take off any little screw, any bolt, because I really have no idea what is needed and what is not. I see a little bit of progress. Oh, see that? Oh. Yes. This is good. This is good. Boom. So that's off. You guys saw? We just got it off. I need that bracket. I need that silver bracket right there. That aluminum bracket right there. I said silver, but y'all know what I mean. That aluminum bracket and that little bracket. Then that bracket goes on there. Brackets go on there. From there, ladies and gents, it slides onto this little guy right here. Like I was saying, that guy, it bolts into there. Same on the bottom side. So this is very, very good news. So let's go ahead and spray a little bit of WD on all, how many is that? 6, 10 little 8 millimeters. We'll spray some WD, let it sit, and then remove it. Now that we got that out the way, before I put the glass onto my workhorse, I'm going to go ahead and take these pieces of pool noodles and put them down so that we don't scratch up the glass when we put it down. Now let's go ahead and place the glass down like so. Off camera, I went ahead and just kind of like cleaned these off a little bit. This will go here, and this will go here. and then we'll go ahead and tighten that down. This will go here, and this here. Like I said, now we'll go ahead and put the 8s down and the 10s, and that'll be ready to put onto the new old roof assembly, sunroof assembly. Now I'm not gonna tighten them crazy. As soon as I feel it getting snug, I stop. You don't want to crack the glass. As soon as it starts to get a little snug, done. Yo, that just scared the hell out of me. I was tightening this one and I heard little crackles. And like I said, guys, I didn't even tighten it all the way, but I heard it and I almost cried. We're good. Nothing is cracked, so I actually loosened it and left it like that. But that scared the hell out of me. And just a side note, as much as I would love, obviously, I think any of us, if you own a CRX, an SI with the sunroof, I would love for the sunroof to actually function. But if it doesn't, I'm okay with it. And that's kind of one of the reasons that I went with the glass, is because if it doesn't work, at least I still get that like sunlight coming in, that natural light coming in, whether it's daytime or at night. So I hope it works, but if it doesn't, I'm not tripping. I'm cool with it not working because we got the glass. I did forget to mention that before I actually can put this guy onto that panel over there, I actually have to go and get some type of caulking or adhesive to put the weather stripping all around the border of the glass. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and run out real quick to O'Reilly's and see if they have anything there that I could use. Come back, put the weather stripping on. Obviously, I'm gonna have to let it sit like overnight so it could really dry. Then we'll put it onto the sunroof assembly. Here's what I'm gonna be using. It's called Permatex Glass Weld Urethane Adhesive Sealant. I went ahead and grabbed my sunroof seal from Golden Era, and what I'm doing now is just test fitting it all the way around and putting tape to make sure that everything fits and sits correctly. I will say, the video that I saw on YouTube of the guy assembling the weather stripping with the glass, I believe the glass that he was using was an aftermarket one, because this one is made for the actual metal sunroof itself. And with the metal sunroof, it has like a little lip underneath where this kind of like folds into. Well, this doesn't obviously have a lip, it's just flat, so we're gonna have to make it work. But I think the aftermarket one, you could slide the glass further into the gap of the weather stripping, but not with this one. So test fit it, make sure it all sits, and then we'll go ahead and grab the alcohol, clean up little spots as we go, clean up the weather stripping, clean up the glass, and add the adhesive all around the inside of the gasket, and then put the glass back and tape it again. So this is what it's looking like. It does fit, but like I said, it doesn't, the glass doesn't slide into this gasket as much as I think it should or would if it was an aftermarket glass. But it's good. So now I'm going to go ahead and take the sealant, start to put it inside of the lip of where the glass is going into it, and then continue to do the same and put tape on it just like this here, with a slight bit of pressure upwards and not taping down, because we want this to kind of not get pushed down, but we want it to be as flat as possible. So this is what it's looking like at the moment. I'm not going to probably record me putting on the sealant because it's just going to be a pain in the butt. So just know that I'm going to be putting the sealant on right now. And like typical Florida, it is about to start to rain. I am almost done. I literally have just this last bit here to do, and then I'm done. This is taking forever, like I said, because it is not the gasket. It's not an aftermarket gasket, it is the original gasket, so it's a little bit harder, but almost done, and we'll probably have to come back and finish tomorrow. It is the next day. Tape is off. It's ready to go on to the new assembly. I ended up taking the tape off last night. I came out and I wanted to take the tape off, so the tape is off. There's a couple little spots that could be cleaned up, but I'm not too worried about it. I could just take the razor real quick and clean that up, but I think it came out pretty good. So now I'll grab the assembly from inside, lay it on here, and we will hopefully work in reverse and put this on the way it's supposed to go on. Move this guy out of the way. And now we pray that this goes on smoothly and correctly. Now why is this one? There we go. Okay. So we know that that tab goes there. I just got to figure out how to slide that other part. So, I see now. I think I see it. It has to go underneath it. Lift that up like that. So first, what I noticed is this guy, you can see he slides up and down, right? Well, it's because that screw isn't there. And on this side, it's right there. So we'll take him off as well so that this can slide up a little bit and we have the real estate to slide underneath it with the track. Then we'll go ahead and put that screw and that screw back. Take this guy out. Like so. Boom. Now that can slide up. This one could slide up as well. Cool. Now with that being done, we should be able to slide this guy in on both sides. Like so. And like so. There we go. Boom. Just throw it in there. So. Boom. Boom. You guys can see it's lifted up right now. But we're going to push it back down so that this guy can line up with him. This guy can line up with him, and then we'll put in 10mm bolt there, 10mm bolt there. Screw is in, bolt is in, bolt is in, screw is in. Now I am going to clean up the edges. Like I told you, some of these edges just have a little bit of extra sealant that that was just in between, that obviously came out once I pushed the gasket on. So I'm just cleaning up the edges a little bit real quick. Cool. Edges are nice and clean now. I'm gonna go ahead and give this just a wipe down real quick to clean up the glass. And yeah, let me show you guys in a second. And just like that, now she is nice and clean. Oh man, I'm stoked, guys. Let me know in the comments if you guys are stoked as well. If you guys are happy for me, man, this is really cool. I've been wanting to go with a glass for a while and finally did it. The glass is on the assembly, and I hope this motor looks very, very good and great condition. You can see it. So I hope it works. And again, if it doesn't, it is what it is. I just won't have a working sunroof, but at least it will look good. Now we'll go ahead, grab that, throw it in the box, put the paper and the plastic in between the glass so that we keep it from getting broken, and we'll put it back in the container in a safe location. And another little project done and ready and waiting for the CRX to get home. Hope you guys learned a little bit about a roof assembly of the CRX and putting the glass sunroof onto your CRX. Guys, we are almost at 700. Please help, please share, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. I really appreciate you guys for doing so. As always, chase the dream, not the competition, y'all. Peace.